Hello, 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 DrayBarrels. We're back at you. Hello, Governor.
Howdy doody. First time in 3 weeks.
Oh shit, has it been that long?
What has been occurring in America?
Not much. I got outed with a fridge yesterday, but that's the limit of my it came down on top of me.
Oh, maybe they're trying to bump you off.
I got the scar to prove it there.
Oh,
I just about held it up because you're not supposed to lay a fridge
I
down.
blame that Jorix.
Oh, the Dutchman.
He hasn't been doing. I said he was a good egg yesterday, but obviously it wasn't enough of a help.
And he was on the other side with my father-in-law, and I was at the back. No,
Yeah.
with the guy we picked it up from. I'm sorry, at the dock. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he had it in for me. But sorry, Yorick, I'm just speculating here. But anyway, how are you after your adventures to Glastonbury?
Oh, very good. Just all over the place. Busy. I stuck a mini review out earlier and said how I've been all over the place the last few weeks. We've had visitors as well. And then we're off to Londinium this weekend.
London town,
Talk to me. Yes.
the big
We were going to
smoke.
go. I mean, the dreaded thing of COVID has struck again. And my wife's big birthday next week. We were going to see Joseph on stage, which she was in when she was a kid. And some fucking twat on the cast, on the company, have got COVID. So they've shut the whole show down until Sunday. And our tickets were Saturday.
Oh, back off.
So it's all been postponed. So I don't know when we're going to that, but we're still going to go up and see the father-in-law.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, and have a bit of a break. How many days is that then, Governor?
We're only nipping up for a couple of nights.
Oh, okay, because obviously it's your wife's birthday next Tuesday, I believe.
40 years.
Talking, I meant to ask, was it 40? I couldn't, I was trying to rack my brain because I know my brother's 40 next year.
I don't want to talk about him.
All right, yeah. We'll forget my brother, beloved.
Fucking let down.
That's all he
He don't listen. He's too busy doing fuck all to listen.
smoking, putting his leg up. No.
Uh,
Anyway, what we normally do, folks, if you're new to this, if you're a new DrayBarrel, we usually have a little segment at the beginning of the show, and it's called Ice Bottom News for you.
Oh, he's underwater this week.
Oh,
right. Yeah, I've got a little bit of beer news this side. A bit of worrying beer news, really, but I don't want to drag on too long because I'm thirsty. So yes, over here there's a danger to the bank holiday. Now we have a bank holiday slightly different to your holidays over there, but we have one in May bank holiday, and we have another one in August. And the August one's coming up in a couple of Mondays' time. And there's a big threat to it.
What do you mean? Why is it? It's not going.
Well, there's a logistics firm called GXO, which supplies just over 40% of all UK pubs and restaurants with their beers and beverages and whatever else. And the drivers have decided that they will strike just before the bank holiday. There's an argument about the Reddies. I ain't getting enough of them. And that threatens big brands such as Heineken and other big brands. So 40% of British pubs are getting a little bit jittery. I mean, the timing of it is fucking unbelievable because the pubs, we're allowed to go in and don't have to have masks and stuff for the time being. But there's about 1,000 drivers all over the country have decided they're going to strike for 24 hours from 10 a.m. on August the 24th. So looks like they have to get a few cans in and have it from home.
Well, if I wonder, does that apply to the supermarkets as well, or is it just the barrel kind of beers?
That's a good point, actually. Not 100% sure. It was to do. It just said the pubs and restaurants. So I'm gathering it's just the the old Dray side of things.
Hey, well, you know
So
what
what I
the
suggest is, my suggestion is, if this goes ahead, right, and I don't know their dispute. Obviously, they need more money or something like that. But on top of what we've got over here called the pingdemic, which is threatening food supplies and stuff,
I
is
heard about
holding
that.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get pings, you have to isolate and all
Oh,
this stuff, and it's affecting too many people all over the thing. So it's on top of that. So what I suggest is go to your local brewery and buy some beers from that and help the independent trader.
that is absolutely the right thing to do. And if pubs are listening and breweries are listening as well, maybe they can come to some kind of arrangement where they get a few barrels shipped into the pubs as well.
Could do
So, you
easy.
know,
I mean,
you
it depends. I think you have to be a free house for that, don't you? So yeah,
maybe,
it's
yeah,
probably
but
going to affect pubs that are under the bigger
like
conglomerates, if you
Green
like.
King and well, Brains is a big
Heineken.
thing, right? Stuff like
Yeah, all
that.
of those type of chains, but it said Heineken, so it's they supply, as we know, Guinness.
They do actually. You're right. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Oh God.
But
Well,
watch
you
this
local.
space. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare for one whole day. You can't have a beer.
It's like people panic, don't they, for Christmas? And it's like one day, oh, let's get stocked up for that one day. Well, 2 days
Yeah,
technically with Boxing Day.
yeah, a couple
We
of
need to
days.
get everything in. The bloody
Yeah.
shops are open 2 days later, or your 24-hour place is open, Londis or something, or Spa. You can run down there.
The old happy shopper on the corner, any of them.
Exactly. I bet Lidl keeps open, doesn't
I
it?
was a
Bit of
bit sad
dinner.
actually. There was one happy shopper that used to still be open in Bideford, and when I drove past the other day, it was now shut.
Oh no, what's happening?
It's
What's
gone the
that?
same way as Quick Save.
Quick Save and do the Wimpy's still open down in Bideford?
The Germans with Aldi and Lidl have destroyed our happy shoppers. And Quick Save.
I know, just classic British brands. Well, you still get the co-ops, I suppose, but like the valleys where I'm from, as you know, there used to be co-ops dotted all through the valley. Co-op superstore. There was one opposite our house in the valley, and then there'd be one, but they're all gone. I mean, they're dying. The banks are vanishing. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad to see these towns.
Sad. Anyway, that is
Anyway,
the beer news for this week. And well, by the time we do one next week, we're not sure. A couple of weeks' time, be interesting to see what happens. The
oh,
whole of it will
definitely.
come to a grinding halt, no doubt.
No, absolutely.
So
Anyway,
go on then. I've had a bit of a spiel, bit of bullshit, bit of news. Let's
yeah.
get down to drinking. We ain't had a beer together for a few weeks.
No,
What
we
have you
haven't.
got in store?
What we haven't. So what I've got today is a beer that was purchased for me from who my wife works for, called Bobby Hansen. Cheers, Bobby. He
Oh,
is Fruity Pellets. It's a
nice one,
hazy,
Bob.
nice one. Cheers, Bobby. And it's hazy IPA. And he traveled to the brewery. It's down in Houston. So it's his favorite brewery. What's the name of it? Oh yeah, Great Heights Brewing Company, GH. And it's 3 hours, 15 minutes to go to Houston. And because it's his favorite brewery, he just made the trip down there on the weekend.
Haven't they
Uh,
got a? Oh, he went to the actual brewery itself.
yeah. I don't think you can really get them up here.
Tap room and whatnot, I suppose.
Yeah, they got a tap room. They got all the shenanigans, which I'll talk about in a bit. But I'll get the pour on so you can have yours because I know you're thirsty there.
Fruity pellets.
That
Ooh.
sounds like something Alan would drink, wouldn't he?
Oh. Go
Mm.
and get that down your local BP.
Down the garage. But oh yeah, look at that. That's a better pour, isn't it, than my review?
Oh, yeah, no. And I started to have a few japes and a few joshes about that. just as I poured my beer, and it was fucking terrible earlier. You wait till you see.
Oh, look out! It could get some flack as well. But that's pretty hazy, right? That is what it says on the tin, essentially.
It's a hazy Jane, man. It's haze.
Hazy, dude, like the 70s. If you remember that.
Like my recollections of my youth.
How old were we? 2, 3. But you remember. But let's have a taste on. It does kind of smell a bit fruity, and I think it has those citra hops which are fruity. I want to talk about hops one of these days. How did I do that pour before? Was it like this? I can't remember.
Do a sideways. Let's have a sideways one. Let's have a look. Go on then. Try and drink some.
You're gonna get the Dutch one on the weekend when
It's
you
like
right?
It's like a monkey eating a banana. What the fuck was that?
I don't flipping know.
Yeah, I might have the Dutch on here in a couple of weeks. Little, not on a pod. Oh, I couldn't stand him on a pod, but you know, for a brief mini review or a
Definitely get him on.
Yeah, you're going to see him in a couple of weeks.
Get him on. I want to see his face on the little mini thing or something, and see what he makes of a craft beer. Get his opinion.
I'll wait till he's had a few lagers, because he won't drink nothing else, and then I'll wait till he's had a few dances, so he's a bit sweaty, and then I'll hand him a craft beer, and I'll film him. Disgusting.
Yeah,
right, yeah. So you got the hazy, fruity pellets on. Well, mine. There's a story behind mine, but I'll just quickly go into it.
Okay.
A longer story, which is mine is my 4th beer from Glastonbury the other week.
Oh, we saw the review on. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done 3 reviews. I had 4 beers. You see, I've done 3 reviews while I was there. You know, mini ones, and then I held this back because on the way out of Glastonbury, we're going through Glastonbury. We were going to go up the Tor, which is like this sort of abbey on top of it's not Glastonbury Abbey, but it's like a very small sort of tower on top of a really pointed hill, which looks out over the plains of Glastonbury, Pilton and Worthy Farm. Been up there a couple of times before, and I was going to do this one from the top of it.
Oh,
but the trouble is, when we were camping, everyone left at the same time, and there was probably about 5,000 people camping. Everyone descended on Glastonbury, and we could the town, and we could not get anywhere near parked. So didn't end up going up the Tor. We went around the town instead, which was a good sort of mile and a bit away from even the footsteps. The steps at the bottom of the Tor. So that was a bit unfortunate, but I've held it back so I can talk about the whole thing a bit more. I've got Mystery Tor, which is a fresh and fruity craft ale, golden ale, I should add, because you're not going to see it because I've got my Glastonbury vessel.
Oh, well, that's proper, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's like the bells of Wells ringing.
Oh, it's like Glastonbury Abbey.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've got that, which I'll waffle on about. This is only a light one. It's the lightest of the 4. It's only a 3.8%, but I had to do it to complete the quad. So
can you keep the cap for me, Governor?
Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't got anything on it. I don't want it.
Nothing on it.
Okay,
no. That's a bit disappointing actually, because they've got a nice little symbol, which their symbol is of the Tor, because the actual brewery is literally within half a mile of the Tor. So that would have been nice. That little emblem on top there, that would have been nice to have had on the top of that. Oh,
wouldn't it? If you did it like maybe in black against the silver or gold or something.
Yeah, I mean, like, as a Morris man, to have on my stick knocking up and down, I would like one with a picture rather than just a Joe Ordinary one.
Definitely. It depends on the size of the brewery as well, and how, I think bigger breweries have that, and I've had smaller breweries before and it doesn't have anything on, so we can't really see what it looks like.
Yeah, well, it's just golden. I can see it coming out. It's just a golden, very light urine coloured beer.
Okay. What was the percentage, did you say?
Low. It's only 3.8.
Oh, blimey.
This water, really.
Yeah,
but, I mean, and this one is just simple like that. That one I had called Voodoo. I mean, I had it in my bag, and then when I done the review and I turned it round, it had that great voodoo character on the back of it, which is bizarre because none of the others have it. It just out of nowhere. But there we are, nice green label.
Yeah, makes it interesting. Now.
Look at that! Look, can you see that proper festival pint? That
that is, yeah, fair play. And
it's on the front. If you can see, you can see that. That is the emblem of the Glastonbury Festival.
Oh yeah,
people dancing and jigging about and all that. So let's have a go.
All right, let's have a taste there.
Oh, it smells beery. Not such a strong scent. Oh, it's hoppy. Fairly hoppy.
Yeah, like an IPA kind of hoppiness to it.
Yeah, a little bit of citrus in there. But
okay,
it's not strong on the alcohol at all. So it's like, it's the equivalent of drinking water type of thing.
Or Binner Lidl's beers or something, from the.
Yeah, but there's more taste to it. It's not just
yeah.
I always find with really, really cheap beers, we talked about before, there's that metallic, you can taste it's cheap. This is nice so far.
Oh, fair play. Oh, that's good. And it's overall, I'd be interested to know your kind of perception because you've had a few of these beers now, just an overall glance. Oh, look out. What's the heck?
Gaseous.
It's gassy, isn't it?
Oh, it's gaseous. Beyond that, I told you, proper festival beer.
Oh yeah, that's how you want it. No, fair play.
No, this is a good one to hide onions in.
Oh God, I'm haunted by onions in my beer, folks. I once had a couple of pints full of onions. Don't ask, but it still haunts me to this day. You try turning around at a festival, having a lovely beer, just have a sip, turn around, oh, something's over there, turn around and a bloody onion floating in your pint. How would you react,
Well, I tell you what, there's a certain skill to get a peeled onion in someone's beer without knowing. I bet.
It probably lends itself to the craft beer scene today. Would that be on a level with your pickle?
It was beer? I mean, when that happenstance occurred, it was all good. It was all japes, and I remember it very well. But within about an hour, things turned slightly sour, didn't they? And a certain darch that we've mentioned almost crushed your skull.
Oh, bloody hell! I remember it fondly.
What in a vice-like grip, because he doesn't understand the subtleties. We talked about the chinning game and a bit of that, but if you sort of tap him, it comes back 100-fold. And unfortunately, the ref over there, it was cross lines, and I don't know what. I pulled the man off from popping your head like a coconut.
I don't know what the heck went wrong and how things deteriorated so fast. I have not much of a recollection, but I do remember that vividly. But it's like the darch. We talk about the Walling hands, our old friend Chris Walling had big hands. John's got big hands, but he's got strong hands with it as well, and there's no, what's the word? There's no line, I suppose.
There's no subtlety.
No subtlety, that's the word.
It's
it's
just so hard to go home.
No.
Anyway, you lived. So we're thankful.
I did, and we digress. I did want to.
It's the DrayMens Knowledge, not the DrayMans Knowledge. So we're thankful.
It's by the way, this is a 6.2%. I know yours is a 3er, mine's a 6er on this. So it's not, we talk about how heavy the beers are over here, but that's not massively heavy. And the style, here's one for Lawrence. The style is IPA, New England IPA style. So I don't think he would care too fondly on that. Sorry, Bobby. You may not appreciate what you've done here.
Let me step in here a minute because you've mentioned Bobby again. We'll have to do an intergalactic or intranet cheers. But talking of Bobby, my old man's called Bob, and it's his 78th birthday today. So,
are you serious? I didn't know Bob's 78. today.
78 today, yeah.
Oh, fair play on. He's a good
And in
man.
fact, I sent him these 4 beers for his birthday.
And he's getting into the craft beers a bit, isn't he, your old man?
He is if I give them to him.
Yeah. If not, he doesn't. Or is he
He's
just
he's one of those people that would drink it if you hand it to him, but he wouldn't. Or he'd just probably buy the same stuff. You know.
What does he buy down in Essex there? What does he, has he got a go-to beer that he keeps in the fridge?
Fucking lager, didn't he?
Yeah. He is a geyser, I give him that.
He's a gaze. He goes down racking on the cobbles. Anyway,
Anyway.
cheers, old man.
Yeah, cheers. Oh, wrong way. Okay, let's do it this way. Cheers.
Your screen's different to mine. I should be going this way.
I know. Anyway, cheers to
Happy
Bob.
birthday, Bob.
Happy birthday and many more to come, sunshine. Cheers, Bob, and thanks, Bobby, for the beer. So good on them folks. Yeah, I guess I can talk about my brewery if you want, or do you want to start? Tell us about.
No, carry on. No, go on.
All right, I won't say much.
Down in Houston.
Down in Houston.
Go down, see the rockets.
Oh yeah, of course. It's space capital, isn't it?
We got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. We ran out of lager.
What are you fooling those rockets on there, you know? Hey, what's
using our bread and our beer, isn't they? Get our Bezos up in the atmosphere.
No wonder that's why we get all those problems. Hey, where did old Branston launch from, by the way? Was that Houston?
Do you know, there's something, right, with old Branston, Pickle, and Bezos. And this other guy, I think an Indian guy is going up soon.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Do you find it interesting that the technology, it's so fucking wonderful these days and blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
They couldn't put any fucking cameras on the outside of the rockets.
Oh, you didn't see any footage, did you, of that?
They just showed from one fixed point. They didn't show from, like, we can have a fucking pinhole camera that fit, in an earring or whatever. They couldn't put multiple ones of them up and then all around the actual rocket itself to prove to flat earthers, to prove to the flat earth community that, yes, there's a curvature. I thought the whole point of Branston going up there was that he was going to fly up to see the curvature of the earth, but no, he just got to see some fucking old bloke, looks like he works at St. John's, just laughing and floating about.
That was the old photos of him like this and all this.
And then old fucking Bezos chucking grapes into a 16-year-old's mouth or something.
Oh, I got bored by that stage. Once Branston did it, I was like,
and none of them were going, oh my God, look out the window.
No, they were all,
they're all doing, I know they're all floating about and that's fun. I get it, right?
But we have photos of the International Space Station outside and we get photos of the satellites outside and stuff like that. Why didn't we see any of these ships outside in space?
Yeah, or the cameras, they could have surrounded that with tiny little cameras to get the complete view of everything around.
Yeah.
No, that one fixed space. It's fucking bullshit.
It should have been a bloody drag, that. All the money they have as well.
Have you ever seen about, what's his name, old Buzz Aldrin's? Does an interview with old Conan or something like that, or one of them.
O'Brien's.
One of those. I don't think it's quite him, but it's one like that. It's not Kimmel or the other one.
Oh yeah.
It's not Corden. It's a few years back.
Oh, okay.
And they're talking about television on the moon. He says, when we saw those pictures of television on the moon, and Buzz stops him and he says, you mean a simulation? He said, there wasn't TV on the moon. You saw a simulation of what we did.
So he was like saying, we went there, but we didn't film it.
Because they have to keep stopping Aldrin, didn't they? Because as he's getting older, he just says things randomly.
I have heard that.
Like the monolith on one of Mars's moons. He said that's the most interesting thing in the solar system. And then he said there's someone, he said it was hacked, but he said the scariest thing is the pyramids of Antarctica, and then it got deleted.
Oh shit! Now I've heard about that as well. Anyway, we are going on into our thoughts on conspiracy theory.
Yeah, sorry, that's the
Let's go back to the brew.
conspiracy knowledge.
Wait, what? Yeah, well, listen for that one, folks. That's coming. Oh, it's already out there. Or is it? The Great Heights Brewing Company. Sorry, I didn't quite get its name earlier. Great Heights Brewing Company.
I like the name of that, the Great Heights.
That
Do you
is
remember when
cool.
I used to call my family home the Heights?
You did.
For a little bit. It wasn't called that at all. I just used to put it in my address.
No, you did. And I actually call this place on Untapped, which I always talk about, but I call it Lloyd Towers because we're up on the third towers. But yeah, it's an independently owned small brewery and tap room. So they've got a little tap room there, located on the near north side of Houston, Texas, in the Garden Oak Forest neighborhood. Nice. It sounds beautiful. It's pretty new. They've only been established since 2017. So I kind of like their little history. I don't know who set it up. They don't give much information on that, but the people, the names, and I like to have names,
I do. Same with my one this week. I couldn't find any names.
No, but so it was 2017, and they put in brackets, it was hot, right in the middle of Hurricane Harvey, and they say it was rainy. Eventually the waters receded, but apparently the heat is here to stay. Obviously, it's bloody Texas. But they continue to brew handcrafted beers for thirsty Houstonians to enjoy. And I wonder if they say Houstonians because, like I said, I haven't seen it around here. It's kind of centered just around Houston, and they're not really getting it outside of Houston itself, possibly.
Yeah, I like to add things like Houstonians, but would it sound better as Houstonites?
That's a good point.
Because I live in Roundswell and I call myself a Rounswellian.
And we call ourselves San Antonians and and I think in Austin they say Austinites. So that's a very good point.
Austinites is how I like the little affliction on what people decide on.
Yeah, how do you distinguish? I'm trying to think.
Maybe you should have called yourself not Lloyd Towers. You should have called yourself the Presidential Couch.
God. Hey, when we move to the new house, there's room for stuff like that.
Yeah, we have to think of a name for it. That'd be good.
Well, I already actually tagged the creek out there because you've seen me down in the creek before, DrayBarrels. I did a review out there, but I've changed the name, at least on Untapped, and it's called Foursquare. It names places and stuff like that, and buildings and businesses. But I called the creek the DrayMens Creek. I've officially changed it.
Change it to Cripple Creek. It's got to be.
I know, and maybe I'll change it to that.
Up on Cripple Creek. Awesome.
I'm having a beer up on Cripple Creek today. The actual name of it, and we looked it up on a map. Historically, it's called
Up on Cripple Creek. Let's wish you sends me found
the band DrayBarrels, but it's called Clear Fork Creek. That's the official name.
I love some of the names over there. When you was on about, the babbling brook or dripping something,
Dripping Springs.
And then you just mentioned that place, Summit Oak. They just type of place you'd like to go to.
There's a creek actually not far from here, and it's called Hollering Woman Creek, and that's the official name of it. And apparently, it's haunted, and a ghost. She drowned. There's some story about.
We got to go. I mean, we need to do another podcast on strange things like, because I used to live on that year out that we all had from uni, and I was down in Cornwall. The garage where I used to go to fill up with petroleum and diesel and whatnot, was about 2 miles from where I lived. I lived in a little place called Verrian, but the garage was in a place called Bessie Beneath, and it was called Bessie Beneath because they burned and buried a witch there. in fucking dark times, and old Bessie is buried beneath.
Oh my God. I love names like that relate to those stories, you know? There's a certain name for it, isn't it? Well, it's kind of like, not entomology, that's the study of bugs, but there's a name for it where names come from and the history of words
Yeah.
and names and why we come up with these phrases. And I love all that. Oh, look out, the Draymen are coming with because I've got loads of stories like that as well. I read a lot into that. So maybe.
The most interesting name I've ever been to, and we'd like to find a bit of history about this. And unfortunately, there was a girl in the year below us at school. We went there on a field trip, and it was called. Her name was Penny Humwicks or something like that.
Really? Oh.
The place we went to in South Devon, and you can look it up on a map, DrayBarrels, type it in. It's called Penny Come Quick.
I've heard of it. Yes, I've heard of that.
Pretty racy place.
It is a bit racy. I read something about that as well myself. Oh my goodness.
We're not going blue
Okay.
again. We made that mistake a few months ago.
No. Anyway,
Anyway,
look,
moving
we'll
on.
come back to that. Look, I'm not going to say too much more about this brewery. They are open all week. They've got longer hours on the weekend, as most of these do. They are pretty sustainable, so they say. They go through a lot of grain, obviously, in brewing and such, but they don't trash it. The spent grain gets packaged up and given to local farmers as livestock feed. Oh shit, imagine a livestock munching on that used grain from the alcohol.
Lovely. Have a beery old milk there. That's what those milkshake beers are from.
God, at least they're not in the onion patch. Oh my God, imagine that milk. But
The defect in this one is bleach.
Look up the reference, folks. But hey, look, yeah, they got pizza, stuff like that. I'm going to, and I'll let you talk about your brewery before I list some of their beers, because they've got some interesting stuff on the go here. So
okie dokie. Right, let's talk about the Glastonbury craft scene. It's from Glastonbury Ales. They were set up in 2006.
Ooh,
Small independent brewery. And I drove past the entrance to it, and as we drove past, my wife said, "Oh, we should have popped in there," but we were desperate to get to the tour, and then we had somewhere else to go after that. Really, if we'd have known that we couldn't have parked anywhere near, I could have popped in, but
yeah,
it's always the next time, because I'm always up around there every couple of years.
Oh, definitely.
So I definitely do want to go and see them, because the 4 beers that I've had, I've enjoyed. This is the lightest one, and just to list the ones I had before: I had Lady of the Lake, Hedge Monkey, and Voodoo, which actually I know maybe I got sucked in by the voodoo type of witch doctor type of guy on the back, but that really was my favorite.
Like Live and Let Die, the voodoo doctor.
Like
what was his name?
Exactly. So he was. They're really nice place. They also do Lime Bay, which is a winter gin, and recently they're developing the craft cider scene.
Oof.
Oh shit! And where they do berry ciders and things with apples and stuff.
Sugar rushes.
And they're ventured into that type of thing at the moment, but they're still small. As far as I could tell, you couldn't go on a brewery tour. You can go to the shop there, and I wasn't sure if they did have, like a little tap room or maybe a couple of pumps on or something like that. But yeah, you can buy. Oh, excuse me, a bit late over here. You can buy straight from them, and they also supply, like if you had a wedding, they do all supplies like that. No matter how small or big your order, they can cover it, because they also do, plastic cups and things to supply for big events. And they have done festivals before, and I'm sure they was at the Glastonbury Festival. I mean, when I stayed there, we were on Worthy Farm, which is where the Glastonbury Festival is. We went all around places that we'd been to before, but usually with about 190,000 people, and there was only like 5,000 people there, so it was lovely.
Oh, it's
We
perfect.
got to see the fields green and lush, and under the pyramid stage with nothing covering it, just all like the scaffolding, bare bones of it.
That's crazy. I saw
So
the
these
photo.
guys support all stuff like that, independent traders, and they're doing really well. So hats
Do they
off to
do
them.
food and stuff like that then there, or is it just?
No, not that I've seen, but like Glastonbury is a magical town. I've been to some places, but it's a small town. Like you couldn't really get lost there, but they've
No.
got the Glastonbury Abbey and stuff. But like walking up the high street, there was a guy dressed as a wizard
Oh, that's
to
brilliant.
have your photo with him.
Oh,
There
great.
was the druggies and the layabouts in the churchyard, just getting pissed, all happy. Everyone's
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, friendly
And then there was
environment.
this very strange guy sitting outside a shop singing, holding up a sign saying how hungry he was and all this stuff. And he was singing along to Disney songs.
What?
A Disney song playing, and he was just singing with it. But
You
understand why he is where he is.
do
Absolutely awful.
you remember that Ali G sketch? And he was talking to those protesters, you know, and he goes, and they're going, "We are the sea people. Are you one of the fairy folk?"
Exactly like that. The whole
It's
town
probably
is
like that. Yeah. Oh shit, we need to stop there. I'd love to go there in the winter, maybe when it's a bit quieter and just
Yeah,
explore
well,
it.
we're talking about I mean, we've been there a few times now. Like,
Yeah.
I've been to the Glastonbury Festival full tilt. I've been there 3 times, and then we went to this one. Well, like I said, on the farm where it is, and then we have been like round the town like 3 times now, something like that. But yeah, the best time to go there is probably off season slightly.
Yeah, when it's a little bit
Because at the moment it's really busy, and
yeah.
like last time we went up the tour, like the view up there was probably about 30 people at the top of it. Not many,
No,
and
that's
they're all spread out. But like when we drove past it, you could just see like ants going up the steps. You know, there was just crowded.
I
So
wonder I wonder if it's probably some Airbnbs. I'll have to look. We've already started planning our 2023 trip, but it'd be kind of cool to stop there if there's like an Airbnb or something, you know.
Airbnb, what's that?
Oh, it's one of these these geysers, they do something where you can stay and they do it up on their own homes and stuff, and they have camper vans and
Oh, I know. Well, there's a couple of travel lodges in that there.
that'd be good. Well, yeah, that's easy enough, isn't it? But like I watched this show on the BBC, and they do it's like all over the country, and there's a lot around the West Country and Wales and around Hereford and stuff where they just convert that part of their home into Airbnbs. So it seems to be a massive thing going on in Britain for that.
No, it is. I'm pulling your plonker. I know what it is.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Maybe it hasn't quite got out there yet, but
No, it's fucking everywhere.
it is, isn't it? It's a big thing. But anyway, I'll list a couple of my beers because I know you did a few of yours. They do a porter called Coconut Porter. That's a 6.5. That's pretty low for.
That blends in. Oh, Darch crushing your coconut.
Oh God, yeah. I still have nightmares about that. And look, I am literally a coconut. So he was anticipating it. He could see the future. He could see your head would be a coconut, the Darch. But they mostly concentrate on IPAs. You know, they've got the Wama, which is a New England IPA, again, like what I'm drinking. They've got a Kolsch, which is kind of lager in its way, and it's called Lagerish. So that's I like that
Bit
name.
not lager, bit not.
Bit not, you know. So there's a couple they have, you know, but like I say, there's mostly loads of IPAs and a couple of German style beers.
Well, the one I'll match your porter because they've got a cappuccino porter called Thriller. Thriller, all that stuff. And then they got Love Monkey.
Oh,
Black as your hat. Black as your hat.
Black as your hat.
It's an ale. It's as black as your hat, mate. And then they got, this is clever, love it, Festive Ale, which is a Christmas beer.
Oh shit! You need to get that one.
Yeah, I
You
will.
can.
I
Imagine
will.
that at Christmas. I know it's not stout, but I mean, we're trying to do stouts, right? Just keep the stouts. So could you do that mixed in? I'm
Are we? Is there
when
rules?
uh
We're doing stouts, yeah,
yeah,
but we can
but
have other beers in between.
yeah. Oh, well, we'll still be doing our usual stuff and that, in between. But you got to think.
You have to do a stout every day. Be shitting coal out for bloody Christmas.
Well, you're fucking doing 12 stout, no, 13 stouts each, basically. So
Yeah.
that's that said. But I mean, why not mix it up? Just throw in try and keep it to stouts. How
I think,
rigid
well,
are we?
no. We're doing the stout advent calendar. That is set in stone.
Okay,
We can
okay.
do other reviews in between. And I've
That's why
just
they
been
call him the
thinking,
governor.
we should do Christmas lager.
Oh, so on we finished.
Christmas, that you don't see them. I had a Christmas stout last year, which is a Peaky Blinders one, which is the review that no one's ever going to see
Oh
because it
yeah,
was fucking awful. And I was a bit pissed, and I massively overgraded them.
I
But
remember.
yeah, so I deleted it.
You didn't, did you?
It's in the lost. It never came out, did it?
Oh shit! Yeah, that's
In the
the
back.
thing.
It's in the back cellar. That one.
Oh my god. Okay.
The Duckworth green champion jacket, and
Gloss to the
yeah.
listening
So
time.
yeah, we should do Christmas something. No one does a Christmas. Like we drink it.
Well,
Christmas ale or Christmas stout. I'm having a Christmas lager.
well, that could be a challenge for us actually, because if we kind of do our Advent stouts all the way through, you're doing 12 stouts each essentially, and we're going to round it off with this Christmas special on Christmas Day itself. Why not make it a Christmas lager?
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Christmas fucking day. You're having a Rory. Yeah, all
Well,
right.
I know. What are we gonna do? Just eat turkey and talk to the family for hours on end? Nah, I'd rather go out on the porch or the deck by that stage and have a
Yeah.
bloody lager with you, and
All
talk
right. Okay.
if you can swing it. Check.
Store
Anyway,
something.
anyway,
Okay, go on then.
what do we
Go for
do
it
now?
on the fly here. Go for
On the
it.
cuff. On the cuff. Think of something on a cuff. I'm sure you've got something lined up. You always do, but
Oh, yeah, it's tracks of the week.
do you have?
Is it?
Oh, so if you're not new to this, we have a little bit of a moan at the end of our beers because we get down to the dregs of the pint.
I've got dregs in it. You can't see it, but yes, I have got dregs in here. Listen. Well, that don't sound right, but yeah.
We heard it, but I'm sure the governor wants to go first because
Do I? I forgot about this part. It's been 3 weeks.
That's all right. I'll start us.
Yeah, you start us off because I'm sure I'll think of something.
I almost had a drag about something going on the Instagram this week, but maybe you can drag that up in a bit. But
if that fucking bloke has to pop at you again.
Oh, okay. Knock him out with his trolleying or whatever it is.
He trolleyed you in a big way, saying you got no palate in that. He can fuck right off.
I know.
Smacking up right. I mentioned it in my little one earlier. So
okay, I'm looking out for that. Watch it, DrayBarrels, because I'm sick of this trolleying or carting or whatever they call it in America.
Whatever his fucking name was.
Oh, was it Gav, the governor or whatever? Was he Welsh? There's a popular name in Wales, Gav.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, at the club there's always a Gav around.
Okay.
Anyway, look, my drag this week is people who think they're the man by taking their shirts off and walking around town, and or just walking about out in public. So there's a guy, it seems a bit random. There's a guy who walks around here with his pit bulls, and he always walks just shirtless. And he's
He's got
like,
his what
oh,
out? His balls out.
no, shirtless. He's not good. Oh,
He
pit
said
bulls,
his
sorry.
balls.
Pit
He
bulls.
picked balls. Oh, he's picked balls. Oh, he's dogs,
Not
right?
his big old pink balls, his pit bull. It feels like he's almost, I don't know. It's like,
Did you know this is complete bullshit? Because when I answered the Zoom call from you earlier, you had no shirt on.
I was wondering if you saw that.
I thought fucking Sasquatch was having a go on the internet.
But I'm not outside. So we had to let somebody go this week in work, and this was up in Austin. We fired him.
What, they
But
took did he take his shirt off?
yeah, this was actually before he came into the office. He had to be there at a certain time, and he didn't show up. But then he pulled up in his van, and he's outside in his van. He had to fill up his water tank because we have water tanks in our vans for watering the plants and stuff, you know. He pulled his shirt off, and he's strolling around the van, and he actually started swinging his company blue shirt above his head.
Yeah,
Doing all this, and he's like,
blue. I thought it was green, your shirt.
well, it was. We changed them to blue ones. They're new ones. They keep changing the shirts every week, which could be a drag in itself. But yeah, and I was like, oh, he's the man, isn't he? And he was there outside.
So you fired him?
Well, we fired him for other reasons, but not for shirt.
Oh, you have to tell me off camera.
Yeah, yeah, I will.
Conversation.
Oh, yeah, that's a
you will know next week. Don't worry.
That's a conversation. But that's
I know what you mean. He reminds me of someone that we used to know, Porno Chris.
Oh shit! I forgot about him with his shirt. Yeah,
he used to go to work and he'd have like a shirt and tie on, and a suit. If it was a warm day, and I'm not talking about Texas warm, I'm talking about 18 or 19, and the sun was out, he would undo every button on his shirt, take his tie off. He didn't quite use it as a bandana. He used to put that in his pocket, and he'd have his shirt completely open, put his leather type jacket on top, and just walk home like with an open chest all the way down to his belly button.
And he was over
Pilton. Bizarre, because like if you're hot, okay, if you're hot and you know, surely you would just carry your coat. Yeah. It's very, very odd thing to do.
That was probably
not walking around with your flies undone or something.
It was one of the oddest, and didn't he live over Pilton side? So he'd walk over across.
Yeah, he came over our way.
Yeah, that's right. And I do remember always seeing somebody in Barnstable town centre where the square is down there by the museum.
Yeah,
there was always a man down there just shirtless walking around and like strutting his stuff, just in his shorts or jeans, but shirtless. I'm like, I don't know. There's a certain decorum that you try to keep, right, in public. And I know it gets hot, and I know we do it on holidays when we're out in Greece or Spain or whatever like that. But that's on the beach. You're on holiday, walking around
town. There's a time and a place for it.
Exactly.
And even then, when you walk back to where your towel, your bucket and spade, your windbreak is, you should cover your nipples at all times.
Definitely. It's a certain respect to be upheld, you know, as a gentleman.
I mean, there's proper respect if you're proper British and you go abroad and you might wear a flip-flop, a sandal, a slider, if you will, or one of those sort of they look like climbing shoes, but they're lots of tags and Velcro fastenings.
Oh yes.
Wear a sock with it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I concur with you because I've been criticized.
If we were Victorian, showing your ankles was pretty racy.
I know.
I've used that term earlier.
Yeah.
So why would you? You're on holiday. You've ditched the top of the trainer or the shoe. You've lost that layer.
Definitely.
You might have an open-toed sandal or something. You can still wear a sock with it.
You can, and you can wear those. I had a problem with these what do they call them? Sports socks where they come down to your ankle. I really struggled with those, and my mother bought me some once, and I hated them. And I think,
didn't you let her know?
oh yeah, you remember that? Yeah, and
Yeah.
I did to my death, but I wear them now. So, but at least it's something, you know.
Oh, if you told her.
I think my good wife has actually told her about it. You know, he does now, so she's brought it up to make amends, and she's like, "Oh, it's okay. That's just Marcus." So,
it's just Marcus. I was worried about his ankles.
anyway, have you got a drag or what? Because
I have nothing. Let's just think of something off the thing.
Okay, what about?
Well, I don't know if I was talking to you off camera about it or on camera, but yeah, my thing is this week is the resurgence of COVID. I know in America,
it's
100,000 a day, and some bands are stopping the tours and things. But
I saw that.
My wife's got a big birthday next week, and when we went to Glastonbury, like, although we've been married for 13 years, like it was our 21st anniversary of getting together, man, and smooching by the bins.
Ooh.
But
I saw that. Yeah,
proper bit for bins, good ones. But
out the back,
the
bar,
and out the front. And anyway, so it's her big birthday next week, and we were hoping to go to London. Well, we are going to London, as I've said, but we're hoping to go to a show in London that she used to be in called Joseph.
Yeah.
And we got tickets and we got good seats as well. And my little girl was in the production locally, which got cancelled. And some fucking idiot on their thing has got COVID, which means that the whole production is shut down. We only found out Monday, and it was supposed to be this Saturday. So it's just annoying how just when you think like you're double jabbed and you can carry on, it's still not. There is no new. Everyone goes on about the new normal. There is no new normal. It's just bullshit.
It is, and they talk about, you know, I hate that term, the new normal. It's just bollocks, and I know cases are going down drastically in Britain, and they said 75% of all adults now are vaccinated. I mean, another drag on my part is over here, cases are going up significantly, and people are outside protesting against it's my right to not have a vaccine, and they're not getting.
Oh, but you've got some fucking sorts over in America. Jesus,
you're telling me.
I mean, if you're against things like homosexuality and abortion, fair enough.
Oh yeah,
but fucking don't stand on the corner of the road holding it up for days on end, because the normal society and the more learned of us realize that people are different. And realize that they have, you have a right to protest. They have a right to be who they are. So fucking leave them alone.
I know, and you see
stand outside their house protesting that they're such pricks.
Exactly. Or what do they mean? Those people like that. I remember my friend in Devon used to. I think he used to call him a conk's house. Oh, there's a conk's house, and he'd laugh, and they're like, "What are you talking about? Are you nuts? What's a conk?" And he'd say, somebody with a big nose." I'm like, "You what? What the heck do you want to do? Go outside and hold banners? Oh, he's a conk."
I tell you something. We were driving home when I had that other job, and I used to have to drop off my samples and stuff every day. I used to do my day so I could pick my oldest son up from school. And then sometimes I'd drop him off before, but most of the time I pick him up and then drop them off on the way home. And then we drive along Pilton.
Yeah.
And there's a place at the bottom of Pilton which does tyres. And we're sitting at the lights, waiting for the lights to change. And I saw this guy walking along with a plastic bag. And he turned, and I said to my son, I said, "You wait." I said, "I hope we can catch him up." I said, "This man has the biggest nose in Barnstable," right? And I kept going on and on and on about it. Anyway, so luckily the lights changed and he was just about to walk off, and we drew up and I went deliberately slow and my son done the and as we went past, we must have only been going like 5 miles an hour. As we went past him, he looked at my son, and the shadow of his nose crossed our car.
Oh,
and my son was absolutely wetting himself. It was
I must have been Roman.
it
to
was
the core.
so funny.
Ha!
So big, such a big nose, he could smell the future.
See, I think
I'm guessing he would be a conch then. He would be a
I
conch.
think he would be, and I think these Devonites have got a thing about big noses. And have you seen my nose? How it's wonky? It doesn't quite line up.
What's wrong with it?
Slightly off the camera. Slightly this way. When I worked at St. John's, you probably remember the thing came down on my head. We had these LDVs with these little containers at the back with lids, and we used to tie them on with strings. Well, they didn't hold up, and I was looking in the back for two, and Darren, my good friend who worked there at the time, he went, ah, and I said, what? But it was too late. It pushed my nose this way, and it's slightly wonky now. You'd have to see in person. But
Did it break it?
Well, it could have been broken, but there was blood everywhere, and I know they can't fix it. I just didn't bother.
I left before then. It weren't me because Darren was after me.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, anyway, so
remember when that seeding machine crushed my stomach?
Oh shit! Yeah,
we should have fucking seed them cunts.
I know. We all could have. I think the health and safety. Anyway, we're kind of getting towards the end of the time. DrayBarrels, do you want to give your beer a rating there, Governor?
Yeah, sorry, I'm drinking another one now. I've gone on to the Heineken before they run out.
I'm on a cider.
It all loops. Right, mystery tour. I've enjoyed all of these Glastonbury beers from the Glastonbury Ales Company. This one, however, I must admit, Voodoo was my favourite. Yeah. I'm going to go with a solid 7.5. I'll go 4 on this one. I enjoyed it, and I drink it again. Easy to drink.
That's good. That's a good rating there, and it seemed pretty good.
Talk to me about the hazy.
Oh yeah, some great heights down in Houston of fruity pellets. Oh, nice. And I will rate this one. I liked it. It was a good hazy IPA. Cheers, Bobby. And it's going to be a 7.5 for me as well. I was thinking the same as you.
Jesus. All right.
I know. No, I actually,
you liked it a bit fruity.
I liked it a bit fruity. I love a little bit. Look at the fruit of citrus on the side of the can as well. I didn't show that earlier. You can see that.
Oh, citrus, is that?
Yes, I don't know. Yeah, some melons or not melons. They're not citrus. Lemons. All right. Anyway,
oranges and
lemons.
Right, I think that'll do for this evening.
We will bid you a fond farewell.
The main